started playing drums first. My parents had convinced my brother to do something respectable and just take flamenco guitar lessons. So I bought a drum kit. While I was out throwing the papers to pay for the drum kit, Alex was playing my drums, and he got better than me, so I said, take my damn drums, I'll play your guitar. Worked out for the best.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what side of the world you're in. I'm HalfLifeSistah, and this is my Heather Wolf King.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome to my channel and to another episode of Sister in the Wolf Reaction. We're back with, I guess you can say, kind of a tribute, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, this happened suddenly, and I've been busy, so I don't necessarily have a time for a giant tribute, and I don't think he needs one. I don't think there's nobody who listens to hard rock or metal or loves the guitar that doesn't know who Eddie is.
I have scenarioed this in my mind for 35 years, what I would say to you, and I just want to say thank you, man, from the bottom of my heart.
Obviously, as most of you already know now, he's lost his fight with throat and lung cancer. You know, he's been a smoker, drinker,
I was going to ask if you
drug
knew
abuse for a good portion of his adult life. He's struggled with that, so that's pretty well known. Really sweet guy, though. Abuse problems are common with creatives like this.
Yeah.
But you probably know them. You said you watched VH1, so you should be familiar with Van Halen. You should be familiar with David Lee Roth and songs like Jump.
That song, yes.
Yeah, so I mean...
Yes, that song.
It's not like these people are completely unknown to you, but there may be things that you don't know.
The school that we went to was still segregated at the time, believe it or not. And since we couldn't speak the language, we were considered a minority. And my first friends in America were black. Their names were Stephen and Russell. And we became fast friends because I could outrun them. But, it was actually the white people that were the bullies. They would tear up my homework papers, make me eat playground sand and all these things, and the black kids stuck up for me. So
if we were doing your journey chronologically, we would have already gotten to Eddie.
Really?
Because what I'm going to play for you, just to give you a taste, and I'm not going to bullshit you guys and say I'm the biggest Van Halen fan, because I'm not.
Okay. Yeah.
Not because their music was bad. Their music was excellent, and that was part of the problem.
What was the reason then?
Oversaturation. Just every fifth song on Florida, we had one hard rock channel, and every fifth song, I shit you not, was a Van Halen song. My best friend at the time, who was
say this guy that you were friends with.
It was his favorite band. So just oversaturation, and I know Van Halen songs like I know Breathing. I mean, it's
really?
Just because it's just played so much. But I mean, it was played so much because it was really good music.
Yeah,
it was very mainstream, very happy, good energy sounding music. Hot for Teacher, I mean, still stands up to this day.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with that one, but the Jump.
Well, that would be a great song to react to as well.
Really?
But what I'm going to show you today is Eruption, which is essentially what it was an exercise that Eddie would do, like a pre-warm up before gigs.
Okay.
And obviously someone heard it and said, "Dude, you got a song there."
Really?
But it showcases a lot of what he's popular for and what he's known for, which is why it's a good thing to react to, because it shows you kind of the skills that he's developed over time.
Gotcha.
So, Van Halen, the drummer, was his brother Alex.
Okay.
There's a lot of similarities you'll notice when I go over the story with Dimebag Darrell, because in Pantera, it was his brother on drums as well.
Yes.
But they called Dimebag the Texas Van Halen because what you're going to hear when you hear this, you're going to be surprised. You're going to be like, oh, wow, this is kind of Dimebag-ish.
So, but this is before Dimebag.
Yeah, for sure. But that's my point. If we were doing it chronologically, after we do people like Hendrix, Van Halen was probably what you would consider like a Hendrix for my generation.
Yeah, that name is so familiar to me. I mean, I know the person, obviously, when I heard that he passed.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know the person, and then I heard the song last. I'm like, I can't believe I know this song,
You know him better than you think.
Really?
Michael Jackson's "Beat It," of course.
Of course.
Did you remember the guitar solo in that?
You
No way, that was him?
Yeah. So you remember how good that sounded, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and what's interesting, I don't know how many people know this, but Eddie actually didn't just do the guitar solo. He actually rearranged the song for Michael.
Really?
Without Michael's consent, and he showed it to Michael, worried that maybe Michael would reject it, but fortunately he loved it. So not only did he do the solo, but he also, rearranged the song a little bit to make it sound a little bit better.
I'm going to listen to that song again. I have to.
Do you know Valerie Bertinelli?
I do. That's an actress from...
That was his first wife, yeah.
No, really?
Yeah.
Oh, but I think that's what I remember. I think...
It's all coming together, right?
Oh my God, are you serious?
So that's what I'm saying. He's so mainstream that
I feel so good.
Yeah, you can't help but know him
because I was like, yet another great that I have not been introduced to.
Yeah.
And he's gone, and yeah. That's so cool. Okay, I'm
so
happy.
They have a son together, Wolfgang.
Oh no!
Good
really?
choice of name, I must say.
I agree.
And
oh my goodness. So is he German?
No, Dutch.
My father was a professional musician. Classically trained on clarinet and saxophone. He met my mother in Indonesia. Indonesia used to be a Dutch province, and after the war, they had a choice to either remain under their rule or move back to Holland. And they opted to move back to Holland, where life became a little rough because my mom became a second-class citizen because she was Indonesian. We came to America on a boat, 9 days on the boat. When we finally arrived in Pasadena, California, it was rough. We lived in one room. We slept in one bed in a house with two other families. So the only thing, again, what saved us was my dad gigging on the weekends, making music.
He's Dutch, okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
He's Dutch, and he comes from a musical family.
Wow.
They started playing...
That's him and the guy?
Yes. Him and Alex started playing piano like around 6 or something like that. And what's interesting about Eddie, and this is where you'll see a lot of comparisons to Hendrix, it's not just that Eddie was self-taught.
If I had taken lessons and learned by the book, I would not play it all the way I do.
He was also, similar to Hendrix, had to kind of make do with what was available to them.
Gotcha.
But whereas
they were so out the box, right?
Well, they had to be out of necessity, right?
Gotcha.
And what happened was Eddie didn't have money for effects pedals, because when you have a guitar, you connect them to effects pedals to create some of those sounds, and he didn't have money for those, so he would have to make them himself on the guitar. So what he was known for was what we call now basically the Frankenstrat, which is basically a guitar that he pieced together like Frankenstein with different parts to get what he was looking for. And within that, he also created new innovations.
As a matter of fact, because of the things that I created technique-wise and whatever the way I play, they had to reinvent a whole new way to write music. So they had to create a whole new thing called tablature.
With symbols and things?
Yeah, with symbols and numbers and what fingers where and blah, blah, blah. And the funny thing is, I can't read music. Now they come up with a new way to write it. And I can't make sense out of that at all. So I don't have a clue if it's right or wrong.
And the whammy bar, he didn't create that, but he revolutionized its use. And also what would happen when you use the whammy bar is the guitar would go out of tune.
Okay.
And he would create a bridge that would allow the strings to stay in tune while using that whammy bar.
So innovative.
Yes.
Like Tommy Iommi.
Yes, huge innovator, right? And there's a good example where Tony had to deal with his situation and thus creating new innovations out of that. Yeah. The soul of a man by his actions.
Yeah.
And
indeed,
substance abuse aside, that's not what determines the soul of a man.
Of course not. No.
His relationship with his family.
And friends, I'm sure.
Valerie was at his next wedding. He was at hers. They actually divorced because of Wolfgang, because they didn't want to show Wolfgang what people who should be loving each other are not treating themselves well. So they separated for his benefit so that they can stay friends. And not have to fight and show a better example for their son. And like I said, they went to each other's new weddings when they met new spouses.
That's so beautiful.
And I think that's what shows the soul of a man, because of course he's going to make all the mistakes that a rock star is going to make. He's going to have the groupies, he's going to have the drugs and all that nonsense. But on top of that, he had organizations where he would give guitars away to children, trying to inspire the next generation of guitarists that are coming up.
Yeah.
He actually developed a relationship with Dimebag before he passed, and was at his eulogy. On stage, the guy was all smiles.
Well, yeah, in the video too, yeah.
Yeah, he's very blue collar in nature, and that's what makes him so special, because he himself probably didn't think he was all that special, not realizing that he was a virtuoso. When he was playing that piano, he didn't know how to read a single note of music.
Piano. Really?
He actually watched his teacher play play the notes with his fingers. He would just copy the teacher. The teacher didn't even know he couldn't read music. He fooled the teacher.
That's crazy.
But that's not a thing that anyone can do. Practice, of course, makes perfect, but you still also it needs to be something inherent inside you.
Yeah, it comes from him, just like with Jimi Hendrix. Yeah.
On top of that, making good music. Yeah, on top of that, making good music. Van Halen has been a staple for years.
Really?
They even had a Nightwish moment where they lost David Lee Roth, their lead singer. So Van Halen was established on the front man, David Lee Roth, who is a big front man, a big energy, right?
Yeah.
I do cocaine!
One would think without David, Van Halen would flop, and they ended up getting Sammy Hagar. And their sound completely changed, but they actually became even more popular. So let's just get into it.
Okay.
Enjoy the music.
I'm excited.
Once we're done, I'll point out some of the things. But what I want you to particularly pay attention to in this solo, the finger tapping, which again he didn't invent.
That's the tapping, or I don't even know what they call the stuff.
But he made popular in rock and metal music because it wasn't used a lot.
Gotcha.
And he also did pinch harmonics, which are lightly tapping the strings, and you'll just notice the techniques. And I want you to see the song similar to Neil Peart when he was doing the drum solo and he was showing you different techniques and stuff. I want you to notice when there's sections of the song and you'll notice how his technique changes and the sound changes. There's even a point where he makes the guitar sound similar to like a violin. So I want you to just pay attention to that as you see the changes happen.
Yeah, baby, I get it. I just, the thing is, I don't want to feel like I have to focus on things. I want to just enjoy it. And if I hear it and pick it up along the way, I'll do that.
Well, yeah, I'm just making you aware of them. So as you see them, let yourself just relax and enjoy the show and just experience Eddie's coolness. Because when he was in the zone, he was in the zone.
I want to be in the zone with him right now.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Is it sick? Because I didn't put it in.
All right, so now comes my favorite part of the show. It's my favorite part of the whole evening. We've been on tour since March, and I have no better time, any time than right now, because I get to go sit down, have myself a nice cold one, and listen to the greatest rock and roll guitar player in the world.
Cold glass of
Mr.
milk?
Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah! Eddie! I'm so glad I know who he is. That's him?
Yep.
It's so different. Okay, I can see it. I can see it. Ready to rock out?
Just enjoy the show.
Like a guitar right now. This is crazy.
Said almost everyone. Violin. See how he's playing with the knob? He's adjusting the... He's lightly tapping, adjusting the knob.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh God. I mean, wow. It sounds like a bass guitar for me.
But now you're thinking of Cliff. Now you're thinking of Cliff Burton. Yeah.
Gotcha.
They're playing with the same virtuosity.
That is yes. Wow. Good stuff. Yes. Good stuff. Ooh. Oh,
His brother Alex, of course.
good stuff. Good stuff. Wow. Oh my God.
So you can see how that's a warm-up, right? Before you want to be able to play
A
everything.
warm up. But he did a lot of different
yeah.
songs, I guess you can
Right,
say.
right.
Took us on a journey, just like you said, like Neil Peart did.
Yeah.
Wow. How was he able to make a guitar sound like a freaking violin?
Yeah.
And
exactly.
it sounded to me towards the end like a bass guitar, like a bass guitar.
Yeah, so he's playing with that same virtuosity that you would see Cliff playing with. And he was almost at a certain point,
But
it was almost
Cliff was
slapping.
playing with the bass.
Yes, but Cliff played it like it was a guitar. I mean, he didn't respect the fact that he had a bass.
Okay,
He didn't
gotcha.
follow. The reason Cliff was an innovator because he didn't follow the rules.
Gotcha.
This is why they're all innovators, because they didn't follow the rules. You know,
Yes.
I don't have an effects pedal, so I'll just make effects. You know,
Yeah. Oh.
before there was Tom Morello, before there were all these people who are creating these innovative sounds, you know, there was Eddie. So yeah,
And he was so young, 65 years old.
again,
That's
you
young.
gotta be able to take care of
Now.
yourself a little bit better.
Yeah.
Genetics plays a big part of it.
Excuse me.
But what genetics does is it exposes your weaknesses. So if you have a weakness to cancer, genetically, smoking, drinking, and stuff like that will just
Exacerbate.
make it fast.
Well,
I mean,
perpetuate.
yeah.
Yeah.
My mom smoked. My mom drank. I have no doubt that that's why she passed
Oh my
away from
God,
cancer at an
40
early
years
age.
old.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she was going to get cancer regardless. But maybe
Right.
she would have got it at a later age. But genetics plays a huge part in that.
Absolutely, it does.
And
It
then
does.
what we do to our bodies just kind of exacerbates it and makes it come on a little bit quicker. But I mean, you
Oh
could be.
my God!
Yeah.
What a gem he was.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
He's a guitar legend.
Oh my goodness!
And top 10 of all time. And
Really?
again, top 10 because it's not just about playing good. There's a lot of people who play good.
And that's what I was going to ask.
It's about
you.
innovation and it's about
Okay.
inspiration. And
Cool.
there's so many people, just like there's so many people playing guitars because of Clapton, because of Hendrix, because of Eddie. Eddie showed people that hey, you can do this too, because he came off as such an average Joe.
Really?
Which as I alluded to earlier, there's nothing average about him.
Not at
But
all.
he came off that way, which inspired a lot of kids and a lot of people to pick up the guitar.
Did he come off that way because of the band he was in? Maybe?
He came off that way because that was him. That really was him. He
Gotcha.
really was blue collar. He really was down
Was he
to
laid
earth
back?
and likable, and of course laid back and generally
Gotcha.
very jovial and happy.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
You could see how when he's playing the guitar, he always has this smile on his face
Gotcha.
because he's doing what he
Yeah.
loves. Because when he's
Oh,
alone,
man.
he just practices guitar for hours. It's what
Oh
he
my
loves.
goodness. He
So when
feels
he's on
free
stage
doing that.
yeah, when he's on stage doing it, he there's no place else he would rather be.
It really sucks. But I'm glad that
But I'm glad he got to see his son grow up. His son's
Oh
28.
man, really?
He
yeah.
even played with his dad in the band.
Really?
I'm glad he got to see all that before he passed.
I feel like a 60-year-old punk kid who plays guitar in a rock and roll band, and I'm so blessed and so honored to be able to do that, making music with my son and my brother.
Like
That you got to appreciate the time that you're here, and you got to make the best of it.
just first of all, time is not waiting on nobody. No, we always say that, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
And look, this year, my loves, it's almost over.
Yeah.
We have 2.5 more months to go in this year.
And what a shit year it's been.
It's been a really devastating year. Devastating.
I'm sad that a year like this didn't bring us together as a people.
I
It
know,
pulled us
I know,
apart.
I know.
This should have brought us together. I mean, we're all suffering. We're all experiencing loss. And instead of coming together as a people,
Yeah.
we're more divided than ever, and it's really
It's so sad. It really, really
At
is.
least America is. I don't know about where you guys are at, but America is so divided right now for dumb shit. It's really sad.
It really is. My
All right.
loves, live your life to the absolute fullest. Live every moment.
In other words, don't postpone.
Don't
things
postpone.
for later dates. Don't
Do
procrastinate.
it. Don't do it. Like really do. Really don't.
Really live in the present, but live like
really
you mean
live
it.
and really enjoy it and appreciate it.
You don't
like,
know what tomorrow's gonna bring.
like I really love you and I appreciate you so much.
I know, baby. I love
And
you too.
and the older we get,
I think about it all the time.
I think about it every single day. Every day how fortunate I am to have such a beautiful human in my life who loves me so hard. Like really, you love me probably too hard. He loves me more than I love himself.
I do it
sometimes,
right
okay?
until it hurts, and then I pull back just a little bit.
And our daughter, and just our dynamic, our beautiful relationship that we share with each other, and
I'm really happy our daughter is, grew up to be a sensible
oh
person.
my gosh, she really, really is.
And, we click as a family.
We take care of each other.
And I feel terrible for anyone who doesn't have that, especially right now in a pandemic like this, where the people around you matter more than ever.
Yes, indeed.
But all right, Eddie Van Halen, there you go. Rest in peace,
Thank
my man.
you. Yes.
You will always be remembered.
Rest
That
in
is for
power,
sure.
baby.
Rest in
'Cause
power.
You are a king. You are a king. He can't hear us, but he's in our heart.
No,
And
to his
the
family and to his
and
fans, yeah.
Yes, you guys hear us. Yes.
He will always be loved.
Indeed. All right. Well, there you have it.
There you have it.
I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. My loves, keep your heads up, okay?
And as always,
As always, keep it metal. Metal forever, baby. I love you guys.
did you hear that
Thank
dive
you for
bomb?
loving us.
That dive bomb where he's
Oh yes, I did.
Reminds you of Dimebag, right?
It did.
Yeah.
Did. And he's before Dimebag, yeah?
He inspired Dimebag, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of that sound, like I said, Texas Van Halen. I mean,
He's from
it's
Texas,
Dimebag was, yeah.
but he's not.
Right, that's what they call Dimebag, Texas.
Texas
Van
Van Halen. I just got that. I don't know why. Maybe I'm emotional. Okay.
It's understandable.
I didn't even freaking finish the video. Okay, baby. Bye.
Love y'all.
Love you guys.
Love you, Eddie.
I think crazy things happen. Something very unexpected, expected but unexpected happened yesterday. And so if you don't mind, y'all out there, without saying too much, before this next song, I'd just like to have a moment of silence. Please.
second here. We're filming on tape, and I just cut my nose here on the microphone or whatever. Let me get this taped up and we'll start again. I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. I apologize, guys. I fucked my nose up on the microphone here, so I'm going to wear the Band-Aid and we're going to start the whole thing all over for you. And we're going to give you a little extra for your patience here. Work with us if you will.
This doesn't sound like a guitar.
Said almost everyone.